I just saw the final episode of Peacemaker season 2, and honestly, I'm really annoyed by it because I was expecting a lot from this season, especially considering how the season started with the alternate universe, the multiverse stuff. And I was waiting and waiting to see it and to get it. And sure, I guess we got it a bit, but that's about it. And considering that how much of a focus this season was on alternate universes and realities and all that stuff, it's been a complete letdown. And even the seventh episode, the second last episode, it was a good episode. We got some action and stuff, and I thought at least the season would go out on a huge note in the final episode, with people from the other universe showing up in this universe and there being a big fight or something like that happening. Maybe Peacemaker's team fights Argus or something, but we don't see any of that stuff. Honestly, nothing happens in this episode, and it's really annoying. I mean, there was such a big build up, and they could have done so much, but they just decided to end the season with nothing much really happening. I mean, the only thing that happens in this season is, well, we do get to see Argus and their teams going to other universes, so. But that's just a glimpse. That doesn't really satisfy me at all. We don't really get to see much apart from this one universe scene where there's this tiny monsters attacking them. But yeah, and then they find this alternate world that seems to be capable of human beings living there. The climate and the atmosphere and all that stuff. And it turns out that Argus was planning to use this world as a prison. That's why they want this world to begin with. It wasn't about resources or finding a new planet that human beings can relocate on or something. They just want to create a prison for metahumans, and that was it. And sure, starting the episode out on that stuff, it could have worked. I mean, with Peacemaker's team finding out and them going to try and stop Argus and trying to take the portal device, maybe destroy it for good or something, and to stop this from happening. But no, none of that happens. They find out that what's happening, and the female agent Sasha, she decides to go and tell Peacemaker, tell Emilia, and then they decide to go find Peacemaker, and they convince him to not give up and still have hope, because at this point Peacemaker, oh yeah, before that Peacemaker was in jail, but they bailed him out, used the money that Adrian got from all the busts he did, but then he disappeared, and then they find him using Argus' tech pretty easily, and they convince him to not give up and still have hope. And then at the end of the episode, well, they just set up a new office, which I'm assuming they did using the money Adrian had, and they're probably gonna do some stuff, but we don't get to see any of it. We just get to see them teaming up together, and that's it. Nothing happens. We don't see them trying to stop the portal, the other people from the other world showing up to attack them. We don't see any of that stuff. And yeah, it's really annoying. And the only interesting thing that really happens in this episode is at the end, where Peacemaker gets caught by Rick Flag's men, and then he gets sent to the other world as the first prisoner, a trial run of sorts. And we hear some sounds of animals. It sounded to me like maybe it was dinosaurs or something. And that's about it. That's all that happens in the episode. And this entire season, it honestly felt like a build-up season to me. And if I'm being honest, this season felt really familiar to me in terms of the way it was done. Similar to how the season of House of the Dragon was done. I mean, that was honestly a filler season. Nothing really big happened that season. And this season of Peacemaker, it was kind of the same. And sure, for House of the Dragon, they could get away with it. I mean, they have the huge fan base, but Peacemaker, yeah, can they really get away with it? Because even if a lot of action happens in the next season, are people still gonna be interested in watching it, considering how dull this season was? I mean, honestly, there wasn't really much going on. The whole season was wasted, and it's really annoying. And I honestly was expecting a lot more. I mean, if they weren't going to do this that much exciting stuff, they didn't have to do the multiverse thing. They could have just made it into a normal season or something with Rick Flag trying to get revenge and going after Peacemaker and something like that. At least that would have been, well, at least that would have been as expected. But this, yeah, I'm really annoyed by this. And it makes me wonder whether or not the next season of Peacemaker might actually be good and would be worth watching, or is that going to be a waste of time? Because to me, this season felt like a waste of time. The only good thing for me that came out of it was watching John Cena. I like John Cena, his acting, so that was great. But yeah, otherwise, really disappointing season.